First things first, let's get the starter down. If you're real broke, you can just do a 1x1. I'm not going to do deployables now, we'll go through that later, but for a quick reference, I like putting the tier 2 here, and then later, you can just keep the tier 3 over here. Our next expansion is going to wrap this around and create our jump up. This outside triangle that's closest to the core here is going to become honeycomb, and this will be our jump up. You can go ahead and seal the roof and make your jump up. This is what it should look like, and now we'll want a honeycomb. For the next stage of the build, we can honeycomb most things like normal, but wherever there's a square, we need to make sure that we leave open, i.e. here, here, and here. So you can honeycomb everywhere else like normal, but you need to leave these squares open so that we can make our gatehouses. Once we have our triangles down, we can start building the gatehouses. For the sake of time, I'm going to have this symmetry so I don't have to build it 3 separate times, and you can just repeat the steps for each side. So from every square, we're going to build out 3 more squares, make these triangles, connect it to main base using this triangle, and remove the other 2 squares in between. You'll put a ramp here, and our gatehouses will be right here. I like putting these little roof triangles here because it eliminates the need for the strengthened window right away and keeps you protected. Now that we've built that, we can add our triangle here, which will become our new airlock to the outside. Now this is really cool how it connects. And this design is from Spinky, who I believe got it from Dust, so shout out those guys. And go ahead and place your doors. Now if you'll see, this airlocks on each side for our main exit and entrance. Pretty cool. Now, obviously for the other triangles, they'll just be regular honeycomb, so you can go ahead and just regular honeycomb those and call it a day. At this point, this is what you should have. Probably one of the cooler footprints I've seen. I forgot to mention that by placing this wall here, everything will connect to main base, so no worries about it decaying. But we will need these frames anyway, so you can put those if you'd like. On to the next floor. This floor will have our bedrooms and a place for a battery. We'll be all set to go. We can go ahead and wall in the entire thing because we will be using triangle ladder hatches, and go ahead and build out our bedroom. So on each side, we're gonna have a triangle that's gonna be for lockers. And fill in the roof. From here, we can put in our ladder hatches, and we're full sealed to the roof. Once the bedroom's complete, each player can choose to have their own key lock the door to their side if they want, which provides a nice duo feel to this. If you don't have ladder hatches yet, you can always leave this open and just put a double door here for now. This will keep you sealed from the outside and still allow you time to get those ladder hatches. Once we have the ladder hatches, we can move to the next floor and start building our ramps. For this next part, I'll use symmetry just for the sake of time, but you can go ahead and repeat this process on each side. Start by getting our flat here and begin doing our ramps. We want this one raised and the next one off of this flat. Put your windows first, then build your ramp back. Go ahead and destroy this half wall, and it'll destroy the platform under this, allowing you for nice peeks back into the base. You'll build half walls, flats off of each of these, and a wall frame here to hold it all together. For this section, I like putting a roof here and walls on either side, and if you'd like, you can put a box into your shooting floor right here. To complete this, we're going to need to get half walls here, lining up like this, and 2 triangles from each side. This will be our shooting floor, and we'll want doors on every single one of these, opening inward to create an airlock. Once we have that, I like adding these little half wall, low wall peaks. They can be a little tricky to place from the inside, but will be no problem from the outside. So go ahead and fill the rest of those with half walls on every single side. Go back up to your shooting floor, and you can remove this bottom half wall and place a low wall if you'd like. This creates a nice little peak that will be above our high walls and back into the compound. Make sure to remove this bottom half wall, and if you'll notice, this low wall will stay. Once we have that done, we can go ahead and seal off our shooting floor like so. Once these are windowed, you're pretty much secure to the shooting floor. Since everything is integrated into one TC, this part of the build can get a little expensive. So we'll want to make sure we can finish it right away. Now the base is going to look a little bit funky right here, but that's why we just want to basically have enough stone to finish up our normal honeycombing, which would go on each of the triangles like so, and then build up this second wall right here, cover everything up. Once you've finished this, we can go ahead and start building up to our roof. We'll go ahead and put 2 triangles on each of the 3 sides, build with wall frames and a half wall on top of those. This is where our other ladder hatch will go for access from our compound to our shooting floor and then eventually to the roof. Once we have these down, we can go ahead and go up and finish the rest of this peak. Putting windows on every open floor available, like so, and stacking another window with floors like this. I like putting this wall frame for extra stability, but I don't think it's necessary. We'll put a window here and a frame here, give us a nice little ankle biter peak to the roof and roof access here. Go ahead and finish up your roof. And once that's done, we can go ahead and place our garage doors. Now that we have our roof, we want to make sure that we seal this off with the hard side facing you. After that, we're basically done and just need to add our roof triangles and our mini storage. So you can come down here and add triangles to each side where our turrets will be. and roofs on top of these. Now, if they don't place right away, like that, just click it again and it'll work. I really don't know why this works. I've tried to figure out why, but it just works. Trust me, if it doesn't go the first time, click it again and it'll go. Once you have that done, we can get our mini storage and vending machine, and we'll be all done with this build. Door there, wall in everywhere else, and a garage door entrance here. And we can put 2 beds and a locker, like so, up on the roof. Our mini will fit nicely in here. It's a little tight, but it does work, and that will be our completed mini storage. Build the wind turbines, just go to the open squares on the sides so that you're not blocking any landing zone for the mini. And we can go ahead and finish these off by adding our turbines on top. With that, our base is pretty much complete. You can even put a SAM site here if you want extra protection. Now, to add the compound, we just want to build triangles like this, and these will be where our outside turrets will go. You can put these wall frames here, and the chain link fences will fill this in while the turret will sit here. You can add the compound a lot sooner than I did here, before you even build the shooting floor or roof, just to give yourself some extra protection and take advantage of the airlock that we have up front here. Unfortunately, placing this compound is probably the most tricky part of this build, because if you don't do it right, you won't be able to fit large furnaces. However, it makes it a little easier if you go off of your build here, and you can alt look to make sure it's going to be able to fit. Now, bringing it back, you want to put it as far away from the gatehouse as you can while still giving yourself protection, like so. Even if you mess this up on a few sides, it's fine, because we don't necessarily need all large furnaces. I like placing the furnaces raised like this because if somebody raids through this wall, they will also have to destroy the furnace. Go ahead and complete these steps on the other walls. Like shown here, I can't place this large furnace here, but that's okay. With the addition of electric furnaces, you hardly need this many large furnaces anymore. So just use one of the open spots to give yourself mixing tables and an oil refinery. Once we have all of our deployables down in the compound, you can go ahead and finish off the build by just putting triangles all the way around and giving yourself a nice pathway, making it so you don't have to jump at all and getting a smooth run around the compound. Now, to seal this up, we're going to want to put our metal barricades, which we can do by adding these 2 triangles on each side, and metal barricades as centered as possible, trying to hang the front edge off of there. Once that's done, you want to make sure you put embrasures on every single window that we've placed and finish up the shooting floor and roof peaks. All we need to do is add our turrets and fence gates like so. With the turrets locked into these, you can still access them very easily by jumping up onto your furnaces and jumping in like that. Now, to finalize this, I want to show you the preferred final form of all the walls. I like putting these low walls here just to give a little bit extra raid protection if they start booming over here. And we'll want to make this square sheet metal so it doesn't blow up our entire shooting floor if it gets raided. To save on stone, you can build this shooting floor straight into sheet metal to make your life a little bit easier as well. Now, this middle area that I have here is kind of open to how you want to build it. Right now, its pretty much only purpose is serving as a run through for taking heli. I like putting these boxes in the shooting floor for quick depot when you come in from a run. As you see here, we have quick compound access and also quick access back into the main base. And this is how I like doing deployables. You can obviously change these to your liking, but this is what I usually do. Now, by adding all these wall frames in between, we basically have unlimited garage doors all throughout our base. making this base ridiculously strong and a giant pain in the ass to anybody who decides door raiding this is a good idea. If you want to make it even stronger, I like coming up here and adding these wall frames on each side of the ladder hatches up and putting garage doors for when you go to bed at night. This just adds another layer of protection from them getting inside of your base if they raided to your shooting floor. With that, our base is pretty much complete, and adding all these garage doors in between makes this base ridiculously expensive to door raid. These are my preferred deployables. Obviously, do whatever you want with it, but this is how I like to have it, and plenty of room for electric furnaces, lockers, storage, and even a gaming station. Now, to make this base a little bit less stone heavy, which if you can see from the TC, 15,000 stone is a lot. It is a lot easier to get metal and keep metal, so go ahead and go to your outside and upgrade every single wall like this to sheet metal. These outside shell walls obviously aren't really doing anything if somebody is paying attention, but if somebody just starts kabooming this base, they're gonna blow open this wall and get absolutely nowhere. So, could happen, could not happen, but it looks cool, so I like it. So with this, let's check the final upkeep cost, and you can make it even stronger by getting armored double door here and even in the TC, but this is your final cost, which it does get a little expensive as far as stone is, but you can continue upgrading things to sheet metal to transfer that over, and less than 100 high qual is very manageable as a duo and especially as a trio. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not a base build YouTuber, so I hope it was still clear and concise enough for you guys, and I hope you liked the build, and I'll see you guys in the next video.